Iraqis are very proud people, generally. I'm very proud to be Iraqis and to be Arab, and I mean, even like tens of years before, whenever you see an Iraqi and ask where are you from, he would say like Iraq. They feel proud of being Iraqi. And Iraq has been occupied many times before, and always shows resistance, and always the occupations fell. Through the history, you can read the history of Iraq. It was occupied many times through the history.
We can say it only in one sentence, which is occupation equal resistance. So they shouldn't be surprised for that.
I think that there are many kinds of resistance. Resistance for many reasons. For national reasons, for religious reasons, and even there were Ba'athists resisting, people that their own interests were hurt. There were a lot of groups. No one can actually count them. But what happened is that with time, I can say that almost only the religious resistance is now operating effectively on the field.
This is this is the nature of any human being, to defend himself. So it's not only Iraqis. I mean, when they call them terrorists, or they call them terrorists.
As you see, lots of action are taking place, as violence taking place, and MPT categorize the violence in Iraq by four groups. First, resistance, who don't inflict any losses among Iraqi people. They just target remote military bases, military air jets, and also troops that travel in convoys on freeways. This is an Iraqi resistance group 1. The group 2 is people who come from outside committing violence to get even with the US forces. And those people, they don't care about Iraqi lives. So in order to target and kill an American military personnel, they don't care if they kill 20 Iraqis along with the one life of Americans. So those outsiders, and they...
For us as Iraqi, we don't hate anybody. But as I told even the American, if you are sitting in your house and there is somebody who come over to your house and occupied your house and try to hurt your wife or your mother or whatever, what are you going to do? Will you just sit down and tell them, go ahead, yeah, well, do what you want to do?
What the Western media is trying to tell the world is that the resistance is coming from outside, from Arabs, from terrorists, from foreigners, which is not true. And the proof on that is that based on the numbers of even the Arabs that are arrested in the American prisons, it's a very small percentage. I would say that over 90% of the resistance are Iraqis, and there are Arabs that are getting into Iraq from different countries, and that's true, but they are a very small minority, and their effect is not really that big. The resistance is coming from inside Iraq, because Iraqis want to resist the occupation.
We don't have any problem with the American people. So we would love to tell them Americans shouldn't be here. It's the wrong place to be in.
Every time Mr. Bush, the president, tried to promote his idea of the war against Iraq and sell the fact that he came to Iraq to liberate Iraq and to promote democracy and fight terrorism. So in order to stay in Iraq, he should have the devil, Zarqawi, and his group to fight them in Iraq. So it looks like a necessity.
Zarqawi. Do you know the blogger Riverband once wrote about Zarqawi? You know that the story of the weapons of mass destruction was used to attack Iraq and to destroy the infrastructure and to occupy the country. The story that turned out to be a total lie. And so now, since it's over, Riverband, the Iraqi blogger, once wrote about Zarqawi and said that he's like a very good story. He's small and mobile and can be like any place to justify any attack on any city, any place. I never saw Zarqawi. No Iraqi have ever seen Zarqawi. I know people from north to south. I know people in Fallujah, a lot of people. I know people in the west. I know a lot of Sunni people, and of course a lot of Shia people, and also people in the north. I've never seen anyone that saw Zarqawi or even was close to him.
As long the Iraqis' borders are not secured and are loose, so we see this violence goes on. The third group is organized crime group, who are locally were set free before the war out of the prisons, and also international criminals who just entered Iraq because, as I indicated, Iraq is not country anymore, has no real border forces that keep the borders sealed. They come in to kidnap, to kill, and to steal for money. And the fourth group, that group which I call the black power, that they are committed, probably an intelligentsia that try to keep the country that benefit from the war in Iraq to falsely think the war in Iraq or the destruction of the infrastructure, as far physical infrastructure or human infrastructure, the mentality and the psyche of the Iraqi to be destroyed, that will help the security of that country.